Alrighty, hi everyone. Today we're going to be learning how to make these rainbow painted marker pieces. So I'm going to show you everything we're going to need for this project. So to get started, we're going to need aluminum foil as our palette. We're going to use 2 pieces of copy paper. And then I have some markers there, and we're going to be turning them into paint. So for that, we can use Q-tips as a paintbrush. You could use a paintbrush as a paintbrush, or if you wanted, you could use a foam brush as well. Alrighty, so to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be applying our markers to the tinfoil. Alrighty, so the next step is you can start painting. So I'm gonna start with my paintbrush just to show you how it works. You don't need a lot of water, so trying to get some off the end will help. Alright, so I'm gonna get started with my orange and put that right on the paper. So for our background, it can kind of be a bit more abstract because once we add in the piece on top, it will kind of put it into context. Turn it into a rainbow. We want to focus majority on the middle of this because our sides are going to be covered by the other piece of paper. So I'm going to just keep adding color. I'm going to show you how using a Q-tip works. So getting it wet, just the same as the brush. You can stir it around in the marker and then add it directly onto the paper. Yeah. You can see how they blend together and play around with that. Pretty cool. Lastly, I'm just going to show you how a foam brush works. Foam brushes carry a lot more water, so I'm really trying to knock some of that water off. Alrighty, now let's try some of the screen. You can already see it's pretty loaded. Alright, so the reason we don't want to use a ton of water on this kind of paper is because it's really thin and it's really easy for it to start to kind of fall apart and make, I don't know, kind of start to rip, but it's alright. Just gotta be careful. Alright, we'll get some of this blue in here and just try out every color, see how it goes. I'm gonna switch back to the paintbrush for now. Let's finish this up. Alrighty, once you guys are all done, you're gonna set that aside and we're gonna let it dry. So I'm gonna set mine over here. Alrighty, now we're gonna get out our other piece of paper. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna fold it in half. Alright, so you're gonna line up your edges and then pressing it flat just like that. Doing it on the table makes it really easy. And then we're gonna get out a pencil so we can kind of sketch out what we want to do. So we're gonna be doing half of a rainbow because when we unfold it, it's gonna be the other half. All right. So I'm gonna add some clouds. And because you want to keep the clouds white, we're not going to cut out the clouds, we're just going to be cutting out the rainbow. So I can put X's there so then I know exactly what I want to cut out. I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut out the rainbow. So you can see that I'm moving my paper versus moving my scissors a ton, just because sometimes it's hard to get in those little nooks and crannies. Alrighty. Finish that off. That's okay. We all make mistakes. We'll work with it. Alright, so I open it up again, and there is my rainbow. So the next thing that we want to do is we are going to be coloring in the background. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I am adding in my clouds, so then I make sure to avoid those. Alright, so there's my two clouds, my rainbow, and then now we're going to paint the sky in different kinds of blue. So you can mix blue, and then you can mix blue and yellow to make like a blue-green, and you can mix blue and red or blue and purple to make kind of like a blue-violet color. So to get started, I think I'm going to need some more blue on here. Things kind of got a little messy, but that's okay. Might mix them anyways, and I'll add some more down here. Alright. Okay. So we can get started on our background. Ooh. So I'm being kind of careful around my clouds. It's okay if there's a little bit of overlap. Sometimes, you know, the sky shows through the clouds, and that's totally okay. Alright, finish this up. If you want to make sure you don't get anything on the table, you could put down newspaper, you could put down one of those like mats that you can eat on. Anything will work. You could put down another piece of aluminum foil underneath there. Whatever works. Need a little bit more water if it's getting a little streaky. But, okay. If you guys don't have paper, you could try it on, if you have like lined paper, that would totally work. If you have newspaper, you could give that a try. You could think about paper that is in magazines, or I don't know, something that's a bit more absorbent is going to be better for this, since it has to take the paint. Okay, once this has had time to dry, we are going to be going over our clouds with, you could use Sharpie, you could use black marker, or any dark color that you have. You could do it with a pen if you wanted to. Any of these are gonna work. And I'm just gonna trace over my pencil lines so you can see them. I think I'm also gonna make that line go here so you can really define those clouds. And do the same thing on this side. Alrighty. Well, so the last step is going to be to glue or tape our two pieces together. So I only have tape, and that works for me. So I'm going to use a bunch of small pieces, and I'm gonna roll them up and stick them on the back of my second piece of paper. Alright, and then once you have all of those down, we're going to try to line it up. Okay. And then once we've got it where we want it, we're gonna press that down. Awesome. And then the last step, we are going to go in with our black marker. So I'm gonna, again, ooh, oh, that's okay. We all make mistakes. All right, and then I'm gonna trace this one. Awesome, and then we're gonna do this last one. Woo, awesome. And then that is our drawing, painting with markers. See you guys next week. Bye.